Joining us in the studio to talk about what a war between Hezbollah and Israel would look like is Dr. Martin Sherman, the founder and executive director of the Israel Institute for Strategic Studies.
Hi.
Thanks for joining us. So what are the advantages and disadvantages of eliminating the Iranian threat in Lebanon for Israel?
Well, I don't think there are any disadvantages, they're just costs. I don't think that there's something that Israel over time can allow. I don't want to sound as if I'm beating the drums of war, but we can't really just ask them politely to stop, because what they're doing upsets us. You need a show of force, and I think it's important to analyze A, how we got here, and B, what the magnitude of the threat is.
Well, let's also just talk about, kind of the threat to life here, because what would a war with Hezbollah look like? There are reports that Hezbollah has over 100,000 rockets.
Sure,
Could Israel handle?
Why?
Yeah.
What's the alternative to wait for them to attack? I think there's a compelling case for massive preemption here. But I think, saying you have to understand how we got here in order to formulate policy, how to get out of it. And I think how we got here is the result, as I said before on the program, of two failed policies. The failure of the 2006 Lebanese war, which left the Hezbollah intact as a military entity, and the failure of the Obama policy, which enriched, empowered, and entrenched the Iranian regime. Because you can't analyze the threat from Hezbollah detached from two other elements, Iran and Russia. Iran is a threat and Russia is a restraint in dealing with it. But I think there are going to be no real good options down the way, and I think delaying things, I think is going to make matters worse.
So your advice here is to preemptively attack Hezbollah. Now, Israel has stated that Iran building rocket factories in Lebanon is not acceptable, that Israel will take out these factories. What will the response be?
Well, that's the whole point. I don't think that there's any single focused response that will not induce a massive reaction from Iran. Okay. I think Israel needs a coordinated strategy which includes a public diplomacy offensive, well-financed and well-funded. I think it needs a clear military strategy. But down the road, I think only two things are going to neutralize the Iranian threat. One is making the Iranians aware of a credible coercive action against them that will neutralize their infrastructure, their bridges, their dams, their power stations, their major roads, etc., which means you have to somehow bring in America, at least a tacit American support, and in the long run, regime change. I think that what's happened with the 2015 Obama agreement has made regime change far more remote. I don't think that there are any really rosy options down the road. I think that we're facing a great threat, and the longer we delay fundamentally dealing with it, it's going to grow and grow and grow.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us, Dr. Martin Sherman.
Thank you.